Hello, thank you for being in a new video. This time we have an unboxing of the ZTE Blade V50 Smart. Let's get started. We are talking about an ultra-economical device. Its advertised price for Mexico is 2,499 pesos. On the screen you see the reference price in dollars. But remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. Undoubtedly, they position it as an interesting alternative for those who do not want to spend so much, but want a phone that already gives access to several smart features, social networks, and more. So, let's take it out of the box. But first, let's see what the manufacturer highlights here in its box. Because here comes the main specifications. We have a 6.6-inch HD Plus display. I think that's something that we could perfectly expect in this price range. Then we have 5-megapixel camera. I think that's also what we could expect in this price point on the back. We already have 50-megapixel camera. I think this is where it stands out, although the secondary is pure marketing. Then we will have 8-core processor, does not reveal the model, but then we can learn that it is a Unisoc T606, a simple processor. Although fortunately it is 8-core, we have Android 13, 128 gigabytes of storage. I think this comes to stand out in this price range. 5,000 milliamp battery and 22.5 watts charging. It also gets to stand out then. It has some interesting points, but now join me in taking the cell phone out. Well, the first thing we find is its case, which is totally transparent, totally flexible, semi-rigid edges, so we are grateful that they include this accessory so that you do not have to buy the phone separately. As you can see, we already have it here in our hands. It comes with an interesting finish on the back cover, slightly textured, which I think will prevent fingerprints from getting too marked. So in that sense, it's very well designed. It comes with this more reflective camera module, as you realize. Nothing out of the ordinary here, or something that surprises us too much. But in the price range, I insist that we cannot get so demanding. Let's take a look at what else comes in the box, because it looks like it's not that much anymore. Here we have your cable, which is from USB-A to USB-C, and already in the box we anticipated that the charger is 22.5 watts. So let me put all this back before we focus on the cell phone. The device is already configured. Let's take a quick look at it, because I had forgotten to tell you that the screen is 90 Hz in addition to what I had already mentioned about it. So we are in front of a screen that also in this section stands out, although in the resolution we do not find something so high, at least in the refresh rate, giving us a very good feeling of movement and animations through the system. As you can see, it comes with a very close collaboration with the phone company here in Mexico, Telcel. Then it will come with several added applications such as Claro Drive, Claro Games, Claro Music, Claro Pay, Claro Shop, Claro Video, quite a few applications that we could consider bloatware. However, fortunately, we can uninstall several of them. Let's take a look at the cameras that I already mentioned. Here at the front 5 megapixels and back 50 megapixels and the other of depth. The preview in the selfie still does not look optimized, and after taking the picture is still very dark. The area that is in shadows and the light area is fine, so it is not a very advanced device in terms of photography, but if you put yourself in a good light condition, I think you will get a well-detailed result. At least that's what you can distinguish. A good detail, but not so good lighting. Here I took a photograph of 50 megapixels so that we can notice that this sensor is well used. It is a well-detailed photo. I really liked it. And here I took another 50 megapixel picture, but also with the automatic mode, so you can see the difference. This is a 12 megapixel picture where it makes pixel fusion, and look at the color in this darker area. How the green color gains a lot of intensity. This is the 50 megapixel picture and it looks a little bit darker, so it is up to you as a user. The advantage of having a 50 megapixel photo is that even if you zoom in, you will notice the level of detail very well. Look at these leaves that were up to the top. They look very good. Unlike the photo with the automatic mode that does not have as much detail but has better color, you decide as a user. Overall, I think I like the camera. As a first impression in this price range, it is probably the best camera you are going to find, at least talking about new devices. It also has portrait camera that in this case I feel that it does not work so well to say. Notice how it was not able to keep this object in focus. It kind of blurred it. Some parts it did keep in focus. So let's say it is a bit imprecise, but it does have the ability to take portrait pictures, and that probably in a well-lit environment without objects can give a positive result. On the home screen we will also find Claro whatever widgets, and also the wallpaper will be customized by the phone company. Well, it has 4 GB of physical RAM plus another 4 GB of virtual RAM. In fact, you as a user can choose how much virtual RAM you want, although personally I do not like to use virtual RAM, but in the review we will see if in this case it is used well or not. Something to note is that it does have a fingerprint reader on the side, something that many devices in this price range do not have. Then finally, let's test how is the processor. So we're going to run this test and we'll come back when it's done. Although I think it's going to take a long time, but it can give us a reference of how much power this device gets. The result is ready. We have 380 in single core and 1374 in multi-core, which I think for the price is good power. However, remember that in the review we will do more tests so that you can see for yourself the performance that this equipment has with various games, various applications and more. For the moment we have reached the end of this video. If you liked it, you know you can tell us, and we'll see you next time.